In this lesson, we're going to learn all the ways to play the B7 chord. Here it goes. Hey guitarists, this is Mike from Guitar Essentials. Now I'm going to show you most common ways, not every single chord shape, but the most important ones you should know. Now the notes of B7, it's a 7th chord, so there's 4 notes that make up the chord. We have the root, which is B, the 3rd, which is D sharp, we have the 5th, which is F sharp, and then we have the flat 7th, which is an A note. So the first B7 chord we're going to learn is in open position. And that's one where we stack our 2nd, 3rd, and 4th finger on the 2nd fret. That's what makes it easy. So our 2nd finger goes 2nd fret, 5th string, 3rd finger goes on 2nd fret, 3rd string, and then the 4th finger goes on 2nd fret, 1st string. So they're all on the same frets, and then they skip a string, as you'll see. You're skipping the 4th string, you're skipping the 2nd string. And then the next finger that goes down is your 1st finger on the 1st fret of the 4th string. And you strum 5 strings. You don't hit the 6th string. Here it is up close. So that's the first way we tend to learn this chord. It's tough in the sense that you're using all 4 fingers, but that's the most common way that people learn. Next, we're going to take the 2nd position bar chord form. This is from the Cage system. It would be your A shape, and we won't get into that now. And you bar 5 strings on the 2nd fret, from the 5th string to the 1st string. Then you put your 3rd finger on the 4th fret of the 4th string, and you put your pinky or 4th finger on the 4th fret of the 2nd string. Like that. Now the next chord shape we'll do is we're going to go to the 7th position. Again, position means where your 1st finger lies, and we're going to bar all 6 strings. We're going to put our 3rd finger on the 9th fret of the 5th string, and then our 2nd finger on the 8th fret of the 3rd string, and strum all 6 strings. You could also add your pinky to the A note. It's still a B7 chord, and that's on the 10th fret of the 2nd string. One other way you can play the B7 like this is instead of bar it, you use your 1st, 2nd, and 3rd finger on the 7th fret. And that's the 6th string, the 4th string, and the 2nd string, respectively. And then you put your pinky on the 8th fret, 3rd string. And you only strum from string 6 to 2. And we're muting the 5th string by our 1st finger being at kind of like a 45-degree angle. Compared to this sound. So you lose a little bit of that high end, but you may want to do that for sound purposes. Now if you just know those 3, that can give you a lot of mileage in your chord vocabulary. But we're going to talk about a few more now. I always like to learn the 7th chords on 4 strings, and I usually take the 4th string through the 1st string. So we're going to do all the inversions on those 4 strings. And where we're going to start is on the 4th fret. We're going to bar 4 strings and put our 2nd finger on the 5th fret, 1st string. And that has F sharp, the 5th in the bass, so that would be called 2nd inversion. The next one we're going to do is at the 7th fret, same 4-string bar, but we put our 2nd finger on the 8th fret, 3rd string. Now the A is in the bass, and that's the 7th, so that is 3rd inversion. Then we go to root position, we're on the B note on the 4th string, 7th fret 4th string with our first finger. And then we put our 3rd finger down on the 11th fret of the next string, 2nd finger on the 10th, and then the pinky or 4th finger goes on the 11th fret. And you might know this shape similar if you take your first finger off, slide it all the way down to your D7 chord, your first D7 chord you learned. And then the last of these chord shapes would be in the 12th position. We're going to start with our 2nd finger, 4th string, 13th fret, 3rd finger on the next string, 14th fret, 1st finger on the 12th fret of the 2nd string, and then the pinky goes on the 14th fret of the 1st string. Now one thing you can do with this, take off your 1st finger, slide it all the way down. That's just a smaller form of the first chord you learned. Now I'm going to show all these 4 close up. So I hope you had fun with this lesson. I hope you learned some new B7 chord shapes. Go to the link in the description and the comments if you'd like to download my free chord charts. It's a bunch of PDFs on the main chords that you should know and also some explanation of how the keys work for all 12 major keys. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next lesson.